Hello, Wasatch fourth graders. Yes, did you notice Mrs. Lee had a haircut? Well, anyway, this week I am starting to teach you about the new focus artist. This is his photo, and he looks like this. This is when he was a really old man. And his name is this. Henry, or in French pronunciation, Henri, but you can call him Henry, just like American Henry. Okay? It doesn't matter. But I do want you to actually memorize his last name, Matisse. Okay, Matisse. Memorize that. Okay, Matisse. Okay. Let me tell you a little bit about him. He's a very famous artist. He was born in December 31st. That's the very last day of the year. Okay, in 1869 in France. Okay. Now, he when he was younger, a child, or even when he started to go to university, he wasn't thinking about becoming an artist. Okay. So he went to the University of Paris to study law, and then at the age of 19 he started working at the law office. He was a lawyer. Okay. But when he was 21-year-old, something happened that changed his life. Okay. So he got sick. He had to remove his appendix. A lot of people go through the surgery, even today, in the modern day. If you had to do that today, you probably have to go to the hospital for a very short amount of stay, and you recover very quickly. Okay? But we're talking about, the end of 1800s and beginning of 1900s. So more than 100 years ago. So it took people a lot longer to recover. So Henri Matisse was in his bed trying to recover, and they didn't have any TVs or videos or movies to watch. They didn't even have radio or iPods to listen to music or anything. Okay. They didn't even have video games. So he was bored to death. He read all the magazines and books that he could think of that he had, and he stared at the ceilings, and he picked his nose, and still he didn't have anything to do. Okay, and then he thought, wait a minute, and he remembered his mom gave him a Christmas gift last Christmas, but he didn't care much about it. So he put it under his bed and forgot about it. Okay? And then he remembered out of boredom, and it was a painting practice kit. So he dragged that out under his bed, from under his bed. And he opened it up, and it had brushes, paints, and pencils, and the sketchbooks, and little canvases, and even the pictures, the copy of the pictures that Matisse can watch and try to paint the same thing to learn how to paint. Okay? So he started doing that, and he loved it. He loved it so much. And he thought, oh man, I didn't know painting was this fun. I don't think I want to go back to law office anymore. I'm going to be an artist. So that's what he did. Okay? So after he recovered, okay, he convinced his parents so that he can go back to Paris to study art, not the law this time. Okay? And of course, his father was against it, but Henri Matisse wanted to do it so bad, so he finally got a permission and went there. And when he got to Paris, he went to the very famous museum in Paris. Do you know about the museum? Have you heard of Louvre Museum? Okay. So he went there and started copying very famous artist work. That's how art students study the art back then a lot of times. And at the same time, he made a lot of artist friends, young friends, and they exchanged new ideas about art. Okay. Now, when he was 28 years old, he married to a lady named Amélie, and they ended up having 3 kids. Just normal, happy family. But the problem was that Henri Matisse was not making too much money out of the artwork. He was just a young, poor artist. So how did they live? That's his wife who supported the family. His wife was a hat maker. She designed and made and sold hats. She had a little hat shop. So that's how the family survived. Okay. And when Matisse was 35 years old, okay, he had the first one-man show. That means for the whole gallery, art gallery, Matisse had to put up a lot of his artwork to have this show himself. Okay. And unfortunately, it was not successful. Okay. He couldn't sell too many pieces, and people's reputation was sort of bad. Okay. And I'll show you why that happened. Okay. Now, Matisse had a brand new idea, okay, especially about which colors to use. Let me show you this painting right here. Do you remember that his wife had a hat shop? This is Mrs. Matisse. See that gorgeous hat right there? And check out the colors that Matisse used. Okay, look at her face. Isn't that kind of odd? She has light blue nose. Okay, the colors are kind of crazy, isn't it? Okay, here is another one of her. This one is also Mrs. Matisse. Okay, right here. She has green nose in this painting. How many of you in your classroom have green nose? I hope no one does have green nose. Okay? So it was kind of odd for most of the people to watch his artwork. So here, this one is Matisse's self-portrait. And also, again, you notice the strange color choices for the portrait. And so it happened about 1905, 1906. So the journalist in Paris started making fun of the Henri Matisse's artwork, and also his friends who were painting in a similar way. And they nicknamed those artists, new artists. In French, they started calling those artists les Fauves. Okay? In English, here's the English translation: the wild beast. Okay? And they called them les Fauves because those new artists painted like the wild beast painted it. It's just the colors are insane. They're crazy bright. Okay? And that became the nickname, the Fauves, they were called. And Henri Matisse became a founder of this new art movement I need you to memorize this word. Remember, Matisse. And the art style is Fauvism, from Les Fauves. Okay? And if you're a Fauvism artist, you pick crazy color combination, especially complementary colors. You know what that means. It means opposite colors. You have learned about the color wheels and the complementary color set. For example, red and green is one set, purple and yellow. I hope this shows up yellow on your screen. I'm looking at my computer screen. It shows more like blue on there, but this paper actually is purple. When I look at it with my naked eyes, it is purple. Okay. And then this is blue and orange combination. Okay. And here are Matisse's actual artwork. And this one is titled The Purple Robe. The robe is purple and the background is yellow. This one is titled The Red Room. Red Room, and out through the window you see a lot of greens. This one shows the orange on the blue table and the wall is orange. Okay. So those are Fauvism artwork examples. Hey. And today I mainly cover the art history part, and the next week I will teach you how to make a project in style of Henri Matisse, in Fauvism style. All right? Okay, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.